Welcome to Living Tehillim, one posuk at a time. This year is dedicated in memory of Le'iloi Nishmas Esther Bas Yosef Halevi. In this past week's parsha, the past week's Torah portion, it begins, Re'ei, see, Anochi nosein lifnechem hayom bracha uklala. Behold, I have given before you today blessing and curses. This same idea is repeated in a few parshios from now, in Parshas Nitzavim, where Moshe tells us, Re'ei, see, I am giving before you today life and good, death and bad, blessings and curses, and you should choose life. Uvacharta v'chaim. The Chasam Sofer, the chief rabbi of Pressburg in the early 19th century, explains that the specific language of re'eh, of to see, is actually a directive that means you can choose to see good and you can choose to see bad. You decide how you will perceive your circumstances. You choose whether you will perceive them as blessings and opportunities to grow in life or as curses that will limit you and your ability to live life to its fullest. And I'm sharing this idea from the Parsha with you as an introduction to our posuk in Tehillim for today. Because actually, living Tehillim is really living Torah. This week we will bring in the month of Elul, the month where we work intensively on our self-development. There's a well-known custom that we say every single day in our tefillah, in our davening, Perek Chaf Zayin, chapter 27, LeDavid Hashem Ori, which we say at this time of year. And near the end of this very, very powerful Perek, after we relate our great challenges that we're going through, and I encourage you to look through the Perek before you start saying it as part of your davening, in chapter 27, verse 13, Perek Chaf Zayin, posuk Yud Gimel, it says, Lulei ha'emanti lir'os betuv Hashem be'eretz chayim. Had I not believed that I would see, re'ei, lir'os, the goodness of Hashem in the land of the living, or in the circumstances that I'm living through. That's the posuk. It's an elliptical phrase. There's no ending. So Rashi explains very simply, if I didn't believe I would see the good of Hashem, I never would have made it through the difficult challenge that I faced. The Chasam Sofer explains, once again, he explains this pasuk like he explains the pasuk in the Torah. And he says, had I not believed that I could choose to see the good that Hashem has given me, I never would have made it through the circumstances that I went through. I never would have been able to overcome the challenges and grow from the particular situation that I faced. We can take it a step further. Not only can I see good, but I can bring out my own goodness, my greatness in every situation and challenge that I encounter. What a wonderful pasuk to think about as we daven during the month of Elul. And we say this perek daily. In fact, we say twice daily for 6 weeks from the beginning of Elul, the custom is, until the end of the holiday of Sukkot. As we said before, on a simple level, this pasuk is an elliptical phrase. We have to add the ending, I never would have made it through had I not been able to see the good. But if we change the first word in the pasuk, or if we make it a little bit differently, we can actually see this not as an elliptical phrase, but as a clear statement, a directive to live, especially at this time of year. Look at the first word, lulei, which is spelled lamed vav, lamed aleph. If you switch around the letters, you get the word Elul. And you could read it like this. It's a reminder for this month of Elul. In Elul, we read it, Lulei. In Elul, ha'emanti, I will really focus on believing, lir'os betuv Hashem, to see the goodness that Hashem gives me and that Hashem is showing me in every situation. How Hashem shows me the positive and the growth opportunities in every situation that I face in my life. Be'eretz chayim, that I experience in my life now. In other words, at this time of year, in Elul, more than any other time, I am determined to choose to see the goodness of Hashem in this situation. What is this Tuv Hashem, the goodness of Hashem in this situation? The goodness is that ultimately it is an opportunity for my personal growth and development. It is an opportunity for me to bring out my incredible goodness now in Elul. Lule he'emanti, be'elul, in the month of Elul he'emanti, I believe that I can see lir'os b'tuv Hashem, to see the greatness of Hashem, be'eretz chayim, in my life, in the situations that I'm experiencing right now. Have a chodesh tov, have a good month, a month of incredible self-growth, where we will live Tehillim and grow to such incredible heights. From my living room to yours, thank you for listening.